Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. So this is hashtag Wanna Talks, part of our Mental Health Awareness Week podcast. And so on this episode, we're going to be covering some topics ranging from social media, body image, social anxiety, and then finally exam stress. So kind of kicking off on social media, like what are some of the things that you guys kind of think with social media? Like, do you see positives or do you see negatives?
I didn't know whether to talk or not, Mary. I was like, oh, is it me? I think with social media, I think there's a lot of positives and there's a lot of negatives. I feel like, like with body image as well, where we see a lot of people comparing themselves to, these Instagram models or it's like a difficult topic to like talk about because I guess that's all that life is now. Life is social media. Like our lives are broadcasted on social media. Like even with Instagram, they're just snapshots of our lives, and it always seems to be the good things, and those things that people are posting doesn't necessarily reflect reality. And I think that's where people are getting muddled up and always striving for that, Instagram perfectness.
Definitely.
I think that's so true. Sorry.
Like,
I feel like for it just raises our standards, because you just see so many different see so many body types and so many faces, people, and you more than likely there'll be someone that relates to you, and so you'll think, oh right, well then there's someone who looks like me, so I need to be looking like them, like I need to be. That's you see your potential and you try and aim for that, when in reality you should be working hard towards your own goal for you, not for anybody else. Don't be comparing yourself to everybody else that you see just because they may slightly look like you, or even if they don't look like you. You set yourself kind of unattainable goal, and it's self-destructive.
And I think that it can be quite revealing as well, because on social media, obviously you have the option to kind of filter things or kind of post just what you want. And it's not, like Courtney said again, it's not really a true reflection of what's really happening or what's going on, because you could go on a picture and then you could see one thing and then you could literally change the background of that. And it's a completely different filter. So it's kind of giving a different kind of outlook on the whole photo. And it's crazy because I think that for all the positives of social media, like there comes a lot of negatives as well. And I think that particularly with your mood and things like that, I think it's crazy how you could perhaps go on social media and all of a sudden you see something that completely affects your mood. Like you could be having a great day and then all of a sudden you see something negative and it kind of just drops how you're feeling completely. So I think it's crazy that one kind of form of media can have such an impact over a person.
Yeah, definitely. I think the problem is as well, taking social media into real life. Like you said, you see something on social media and it ruins your whole day. And I think we need to kind of limit how much the pedestal we put social media on. We need to take it down a notch, and it's not that important. It shouldn't be that important to us. How we look on social media, or how other people see us, and what's going on in the world. I think we just need to kind of shield ourselves sometimes from it, and make sure that just check that it's not impacting yourself, because sometimes we do it subconsciously. We don't know it's impacting our lives, so we just need to reflect on ourselves sometimes and think, am I okay? I'm doing okay. Check on yourself. Ask yourself, am I alright? Am I alright? Do I feel comfortable with who I am? And if the answer is no to any of them questions, you can talk about it and talk to your friends and family and those you can trust.
And I think it can be a weird one as well to kind of, even if you're trying to talk about it with parents, because from most of us being born in the 90s or early 2000s, I think that our experience is completely different. Like we have kind of grown up in a world where, especially towards our teenage years, where social media and even having forms of media have been something that anyone can kind of get a hold of. But then obviously from most of our like parents' generations and things or like guardians, they've never had social media until they were adults, so they don't really understand the influences and the negatives and positives that come with it. Like many people are kind of just for it or completely against it. So I feel as though sometimes the only way to kind of talk about it is to talk about people who have kind of been involved or are involved in like the generation that we're a part of, to be honest.
Yeah, like sometimes they don't understand the pressure it actually brings on people. Like they can't fathom how an app or something on your phone can actually affect you in real life. Like why do you feel pressure in any way? But it does. It can really bring you down. Seeing everyone's opinions at once, you know, in one place, what they think about you, and kind of like validating ourselves by you know, how many likes, comments, and shares we get. Like it can be quite it's really depressing to see maybe friends got like 1,000 comments or 1,000 likes, and then you've got, you know, 25, 10. Like it can bring you down, it can ruin your day. So I think communicating to your parents how, and just explaining to them like how much trouble it can bring you, it may get them to sympathize with you a little bit and help you to feel better.
I feel like a lot of people now might have the idea of likes and comments almost validate your life as well. Because like if you're not getting enough likes or comments on a post, it's like, what was the point of even posting it? That what you've just put on is not good enough. And I feel like, as you were saying, Marianne, it would oh well, and Marley, you know, it can put you down. It can ruin your day, and you might feel like you want to take it down just because, you know, people haven't interacted with it or you know, validated your post.
Definitely. I agree. And I think that something that I've found, particularly like through being at university and stuff, is that when I've had like quite a heavy exam load, I've kind of just gone and deleted all my social media, and I've just realized that right now all my attention is just on what is actually important. Because for all, again, like the good stuff that social media brings, there's a lot of stuff that you might spend a lot of hours just scrolling through, and it's like, how is this really kind of contributing to your life, or how is it benefiting you significantly anyway? And it's like it kind of takes attention away from your main priorities. So I think if you can, even if it's for a day, for a few hours, if you take a bit of time off of social media and you just realize the positive impact that it actually has on you, like your mental health, everything, I think like the results are significant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right, good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say exactly, like it links into body image and exam stress. Like you're on your phone and you before you know it, you're like, it's been an hour, 2 hours. So that paper that you're supposed to write, you know, you haven't got as much time to write it. So then you're more stressed, when you spend 10 minutes stressing about it before you can even get started. So definitely with exam stress, just limit. Definitely, I think that's a really good advice. Some really good advice. Just limit all social media. You know, put your phone away from you. Don't let it distract you. Because it's I think it's the biggest distractor when it comes to, you know, doing essays and homework and things like that. And also body image, we kind of need to stop like setting these unattainable goals for ourselves and comparing, you know, us to somebody else who's got a different body type. You know, we're all different, and it meant Jock mentioned in another podcast that, you know, the world wouldn't be like how it was supposed to be if everyone was exact copies of everybody. So, you know, it's better that we're all different, and you need to kind of embrace how different you are.
Definitely.
That is so
Definitely.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of linking social anxiety and exam stress as well, not exam stress, sorry, kind of body image and social media. So I feel as though they're all kind of interconnected, because you might look at social media again and then kind of feel disappointed with your body image, and then that might affect you in terms of social anxiety, because you might feel as though you don't kind of fit the requirements to kind of go out and interact and socialize with other people, because you've kind of become so what's the word, kind of so involved with social media that you've kind of thought this is the real world, whereas like actually going out and socializing is what it's kind of all about. Like things like networking and meeting new people are what are really important in life. Because as good as social media is, the things in life that you need, for example, getting a job and all these different kind of things, you have to actually do them in person. And I think, yeah, if you kind of can overcome these issues, then that will benefit you in terms of social anxiety.
I think that with like social media again is the biggest contributor to not knowing how to interact when we start to socialize. When we go out with our friends, you know, you just sat on your phones, and it's like, even though you can try to make it like a habit to put your phones down, you know, someone's going to get that notification and you're just going to have to pick it up. Someone always does. And when one person does, it's like, oh, he's doing it now, so the rest of us can do it. So it's just like, it's like damaging how we connect with people. So just, you know, try make a conscious effort when you're out with your friends to really listen to what they're saying, and just be there and be present and listen to them, because we would hate to miss something that, you know, we could have supported a friend when they were in need, but we missed it because we were too preoccupied with our own life and online life even. So just make sure that we're present when we're with our friends talking in person.
Yeah, that is so true. Because I know what I've started to do now is, it sounds so weird, but I say hello to strangers. So if I'm walking past them in the street, or if it's in the morning, I look at them and smile, I say morning, and they're a bit like, what? Someone's talking to me, or someone's saying good morning, or like, if you go into the shop, oh, thank you, enjoy the rest of your day. And just a lot of the time when I do it, they're quite shocked, and I feel like it's just those little things that you can impact, make a stranger smile. And I think, just brightening up someone's day that you've never even met before. I think that's what I've been trying to do.
I think I definitely agree, Courtney. I think going back to the previous podcast with regards to bullying, about how like certain words can kind of affect someone. I think that just certain words again, like hello, for example, or like have a great day, how that can kind of positively affect someone like in the opposite direction. I think that again, it's simple things, but if we can kind of turn them into habits, like can really go a long way, because you never know how someone's feeling as well. For example,
Yeah,
I've seen some posts about people working in retail and things like this, and they've kind of talked about how a customer might have been rude to them, but then a certain customer might have came and just said like "Have a great day," and that has literally changed their whole mood for that day. And so I think it's crazy.
yeah, because I know how it feels. I've worked in retail, and some people can be. I think they sometimes forget that you're a human sometimes, and you'll get that one person, that says something nice, like "Have a nice day," or "Thank you for helping me today." It really meant a lot. And it's like, oh, it is my job, but thanks.
I totally agree with that. It really makes a difference, I think, when you're just nice to people. And I think I saw a post the other day, and it was like, Londoners, when like someone from Yorkshire says "hey" in the street, and I think even here in Yorkshire, like, we don't do it that much. Like, we don't say hello when we're passing people on the street. And I think it's something that it can really help, and it's how you can, like, from there you can, like, it's highly unlikely, but you can make more friends. You can, or just like Courtney said, like, make someone's day better, like, and they can then spread that positive energy, like, to somebody else, because they're happy. They might, say hello to the next person that they meet, and like hopefully spread all this joy. So that's the aim, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly agree. And I think that kind of going back to that theme of nature again as well. I mean, I like running sometimes. So I sometimes go from the Transpennine route from Bentley to Woodlands and then back. And I think that when I'm kind of out there and I'm out in the green and you see people walking their dogs, other people running, and it's just crazy how everyone seems to say hello to each other, like down this track. But then it's like sometimes you might be in a town center and then it's a completely different environment. But when you're out there in nature and just a bit of freedom and things like this, and everyone just seems a lot more welcoming, a lot nicer as well. So yeah.
The power of nature.
Agree.
Yeah, that's why this year's theme is nature for Mental Health Awareness Week. Yeah. Okay, I think that this podcast has been long enough. Gonna wrap it up, but thank you for listening to our podcast this week. I hope that it's helped you in any way, and that you can benefit it and share it with your friends, and hopefully they can benefit from it. And if you want to see something else, something different, other topics you want us to talk about, comment them or message us, and we'll be happy to discuss them. So that's it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.